Okay, before we get into Wonder Woman 1984, let me explain how these reviews are going to be structured. I know this is a new format for my channel, but with there only being a handful of DCAMU movies left to review, I think we were due a new series. So, let me explain. I have always been fascinated by how entertainment and the way we consume it has changed over the years. Especially today. I mean, the things we can watch in our living room today has just changed how we consume media, but also how media is written. Because think about it. When film first came about, people would go to the cinema, they'd watch it, they'd come out with their opinion, and nothing more would be said about it. But with the advent of VHS, and since I remember VHS, I officially feel old, people were able to watch films over and over again, and their opinions would evolve and change. Either they would find more things they liked about it, or they would think, maybe that wasn't as great as I thought it was. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do 2 reviews per movie or TV show episode. First, I'm going to give my immediate, emotional, non-analytical reaction. I'm just going to quickly fire off things I noticed, things I liked, things I didn't like. Then, I'm going to go away. I'm going to let it settle in my head. I'm going to watch other YouTubers' reviews. I'm going to read whatever comments you guys leave, watch it again, and then I'm going to see if my opinion on it has changed. So, what is my knee-jerk reaction to Wonder Woman 1984? You might be asking, how did I manage to see it if I live in the UK and I'm in tier 4 right now? Well, I used a VPN, so don't worry. Just wanted to let you know no lockdown rules had been broken in the consumption of this movie. So, my thoughts. I loved it. Is it a hot mess? Yes, it is. It is a messy, messy film. So let's start with the bad stuff. I think Patty Jenkins, because I read a bit about Patty Jenkins, and she had said that she actually wanted to direct comedies, but then she got her first few films and they were all serious dramas. So I was thinking, like, maybe this was a Wes Craven deal where he really didn't want to do horror, he wanted to do romance, but he was just so good at horror that he became one of the greatest horror directors known. And I think this is similar with Patty Jenkins. Like, I don't really think she has much talent for comedy. She can do great dramatic scenes and great dramatic moments, and even managed to do a great World War I epic movie, but her comedic chops aren't that great, and that's this movie's real failing. It is kind of cringy at times, especially the 80s wardrobe scene. By the way, I love 80s fashion for women. The men, not so much. Another problem and strength of this movie is the villains, because I think it gave the impression that Cheetah was going to be the main villain, and she wasn't. It was Maxwell Lord. But what I saw of Barbara was really, really good. I mean, that is who Barbara is in the comics. I mean, again, comedy-wise, they did overplay the clumsy, overlooked employee who suddenly gets powers and becomes a villain because of it. That could have been done a lot better, so I'm like taking points off the writing for that. But Kristen Wiig, I think she did a really, really good job of kind of portraying that insecurity and portraying someone who wants to reach out and wants to make connections, but for whatever reason just can't. So that was overdone, and the marketing did give us the misconception that she was going to be a main player here. So that's not so good. But Maxwell Lord, I really liked him. I mean, I thought he was just going to be like a one-dimensional greedy supervillain, but they did actually manage to give him a lot of humanity. Like, those scenes with his son, I think with worse acting, could have come across as emotionally manipulative, but Pedro Pascal does an amazing job here. Like, he does an amazing job of playing that kind of slick, dodgy businessman, but then when you put him in front of this boy, you just see a desperate man who wants to be seen as a hero in his son's eyes and doesn't realise that he already is. And that is, again, a well-worn theme So again, points off the writing for that, but the acting pulled it through 100%. I felt for this guy. I really felt for him, even though he is undisputedly a terrible person. So I can completely understand why this film might not have worked for some people, but it worked for me. Why? Because I love Wonder Woman, but I really, really, really do not like the modern depictions of her. DCAMU has been the worst, but the comics are not innocent either. I like Golden Age Wonder Woman. I even like her in the 70s and 80s as well, but Golden Age Wonder Woman was something special to me because William Moulton Marston wanted to create a superhero that was gentle and only resorted to physicality and physical acts of strength when it was utterly necessary. And that was like groundbreaking in that time of superheroes. I mean, if you see like the front cover of Captain America punching Hitler in the face, or Superman lifting a car or something, it was all strength, solve the problem through strength. So this was, it's not unique anymore, but this was an incredibly unique idea for the time. And that is my image of Wonder Woman. And Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins get that. They get that because Wonder Woman is so gentle in this film. Oh, by the way, spoilers for the entire movie. I should probably say that. I don't really do non-spoilery stuff. But one of my favourite sequences was the mall scene where a criminal pulls a gun on her and she's just like, we won't be doing that today. And she subdues them without harming them. And one of my favourite lines from a modern Wonder Woman comic was, I think, don't kill if you can wound. Don't wound if you can subdue. Don't subdue if you can pacify. And never raise a hand until you've first extended it. That, to me, is Wonder Woman 100%. And this movie got that. It got it 100%. And I was so happy about that. I am so tired of people saying that she has to kick ass and take names. And I'm happy to see her kick ass and take names. But that's not who she is. It's not, at least to me, that's not who she is. And I was so gratified to see someone else finally get that. So forget New 52 Wonder Woman, forget DCAMU Wonder Woman, forget most modern depictions of Wonder Woman because they are not the core of who she is as a superhero. She's a gentle person. She will only raise her hand if she has no other option. And once again, I know that's not unique anymore, but she was kind of the first person to do that. I know Superman was a gentle character himself as well, but he was still an action hero. He was in Action Comics. So yeah, that is who Wonder Woman is, and the movie got it down very well. The second thing I loved was Steve Trevor. Now, I have always seen Steve Trevor as Wonder Woman's version of Lois Lane. He doesn't have to be there all the time. In fact, it's better if he's not there all the time. But when he is there, he should build up the character. And he should be an interesting and lovable character in his own right. And once again, to people who are saying, oh, Wonder Woman, just get over him. It's been so long. Get over it. No, respectfully, screw you. Because I am so tired of female superheroes having to be these impenetrable pillars of strength. Why can't she have this vulnerability? Why can't she be this irrationally in love with him? Why? I don't get it. For people who said it pulls her character down, no. It gives her humanity, and that's the other thing I was happy to see in this film, that Wonder Woman is a bit selfish in this film. She really is. I mean, the entire world is falling apart around her, and she still says, I have dedicated my life to saving people. I am happy to do it, but you are the one thing I want, the one thing I've ever asked for. Why can't I have it? And that makes her so relatable and vulnerable, and I'm glad to see that. It doesn't diminish her character to be weak sometimes. And I did like that they connected her learning to fly to Steve being a pilot. I mean, that did seem like the last gift he gave her, which again, I love Steve Trevor, and I won't bog this review down with why I love him and why I think he's so important. I'll probably save that for the next video, but I am just so happy. And Gal Gadot, I mean, she was amazing. I mean, I feel so guilty for ever having doubted her. She is so good as Wonder Woman, and that's the thing about casting superheroes. Acting ability is not all you have to look for. You have to look for someone who has that thing that's indescribable, something that where you can just look at someone and say that that's a superhero. I can completely see that. And that is where some superhero castings have fallen down. They haven't searched for that factor, and Gal Gadot has it. But also, she does bring some genuinely good acting here. Like, in the scene where she's saying goodbye to Steve again, her face is like, I mean, she still looks beautiful. I mean, she's so freaking pretty. But yet, you can see the grief and anguish on her face. And again, I think it is a lot to do with the chemistry she has with Chris Pine. That is really, really good. And yeah, I don't have enough words to give her the praise she deserves for the portrayal she has of Wonder Woman. And I think before, when you said Wonder Woman, Linda Carter's face is what popped into your head. But I think for a lot of people, when the name Wonder Woman is said, Gal Gadot's face is what's going to come to mind. So yeah, that is my immediate emotional reaction to Wonder Woman 1984. I have literally just finished watching it. I have given myself no time to process. This is my raw reaction you're seeing. So like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to let that settle. I'm going to think about it a little bit harder. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to read your comments, and I'm going to watch other YouTubers' opinions, because yeah, other people might have seen things that I didn't see. And it'll be interesting to see how my opinion has changed, because just watching this film, it just made me happy. Like, after such a long year of doom and gloom, like, this did feel kind of hopeful. I had a smile on my face the whole time. And yeah, I do want to watch it again. So I'll see you guys in about a week's time, where we'll see if that good feeling holds up.